As space, there's just something about it that really intrigues me, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this venture. However, with space, the thing I've noticed is it's quite big. And if you guys remember the last video we did, well, we went to the moon, and that was like over 240,000 miles away, which took a very long time to get to. Well, the mad lad goddamn did it. He made the entire solar system. So we start off right here with the Earth. However, I do not see the moon anywhere, so that might be missing. And then, there it is. The sun. In case you guys needed to know how far the sun was away from the Earth, this is all apparently 1-to-1. Not only with distances, but also with the size of these celestial objects. So, we're going to put that to the test. But before you even get started, you of course need the infinite map base, because we're talking about millions upon millions of miles. And, yeah, you're not going to be able to do that in a Garry's mod map unless you have the infinite map base. So, before we get started, do make sure that you don't do that, but instead you open the console and you type this command in. This is going to let you render faraway objects, and it's how we're going to even see anything. In fact, without it, you wouldn't even be able to see the Earth. The next thing you're going to want to do, if you guys do remember the moon video that I did, you're going to want to accelerate your no-clip speed. This is not even enough. Are we no-clipping? You can't tell, right? But we are getting closer to the Earth. I promise you. If we were to keep at this for some ridiculous amount of time... Oh, no, it's just because I was holding shift. So for some reason, when you get to the maximum no-clip speed, holding shift actually is a detriment, and I have no clue why, but check this out. I can see a little sparkling thing moving. Is that... Oh my god. That is goddamn Saturn and Jupiter. So the creator did mention that you can use... This is amazing. This is incredible. You can use your camera as a telescope. See this? See that right there? That's a pixel. That's the size of a pixel on the background. These planets are so far away, they're smaller than a single pixel in this background. Look at that. Now, honestly, I'm really happy that... Oh, I already lost it. That's pretty incredible. So what I was saying was, I'm glad that all the stars go away when you do this, because then it only loads in the objects that you can actually go to. So, thankfully, I do believe all the objects are aligned, but we're going to have to put that to the test. Now, even with 8,000 times speed, it is going to take a decent amount of time to get to the planet, because, well, this is to scale. This is the actual planet, the actual size. And it's just kind of hard to fathom that. I'm going to set the no-clip speed back to 1. Alright, you ready? We're gonna move. That's right. Even at this scale, we're not moving quick enough to perceive any sort of movement because, well, the Earth is just that big. So let's go ahead and go back to that speed. In fact, let's go to 2,000 here. Alright, there we go. We're getting very slight movement now, but hopefully this just kind of helps appreciate the ginormosity of Earth, because it really is something. So I looked in the description, and they did mention that the moon is the closest object besides the Earth, so we should see the moon. Alright, but first let's get on the Earth here, because this is... Wow. And there it is. Oh, I wish we could actually land on it. So, to all you flat earthers out there, this looks pretty flat, doesn't it? Of course, that's only until you get far enough away from the surface that you see Earth's curvature. But let's go ahead and change the final setting, and that's going to be time. This is going to make us run at 1,000 times. So imagine our speed at the current time, which is 1. Imagine that 1,000 times greater. This should definitely give us the results we want. At least, I assumed it would. There we go, now we're talking. Okay, now we can actually move. Now, be cautious about this because it's going to cause some issues. Cool thing is, though, is on the dark side of the Earth here, and obviously nighttime, you can see all the artificial lights on the planet, which is pretty cool. So, where to go? That's really the question. Oh, there's the moon. Okay, so the moon has been in front of us the entire time. Alright, so I went ahead and changed the timescale to 3,000. just to kind of make us go faster. I assume we're going faster. In fact, let's go ahead. Let's go to 6,000. Now, be cautious, because for one, I don't know if it's even scaling. I think we're going faster. But another thing is that you're probably going to increase your chance of disconnecting. So imagine spending like probably 10 minutes getting to one of these planets, if you even can, and just getting desynced. It would suck. Alright, so I've went up to timescale 10,000 just to see if we could get a little bit more out of this. We have finally made it to the moon. Once again, this is the 1-to-1 distance of the moon to the Earth. Kind of crazy how big of a distance that is. So we know, of course, that between the moon and the Earth, it's like, what, 238,000 miles or something? So how far can the sun be from the Earth? Well, that's pretty simple. It's 94 million miles away. So, yeah. I think you guys start to see our dilemma here. We might not ever make it to the sun. Alright, so I've been traveling for about 3 or 4 minutes now. The Earth and the moon. So it's crazy how perspective works, because from here it looks like the moon is right next to the Earth. But of course that is a lie. Now, in terms of getting close to the sun, I don't know if we've made any progress. So we are really cranking it now. You can even see that the Earth and the moon still move with us, and you can see that they are slowly receding away from us. But again, we are just not getting any closer to the sun, which, by the way, I don't even think is where all the planets are. I mean, I imagine Mercury is somewhere, because I know it's closer to the sun than the Earth is. So the outer planets, which are obviously going to be, you know, these fellas. Wait, hold up. Is that Mars? Oh my god. That is Mars, and it's even moving with us. So that tells us that Mars shouldn't be that far away. But also check out Saturn back there. If we zoom in, this is as far as I can zoom in, by the way. There's ever so slightly some movement. So we know we're going to get to that next. Where is Venus, though? Venus, I imagine, can't be that much further away. Alright, so I thought I would try 20,000 timescale just to see if it would work. Honestly, this is my only point of reference I can use here. Maybe it did work. I don't know, that does seem a bit faster, but that could just be me. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I think we're going at about the same speed. Alright, so even though we've traveled far, the sun is just too far away. And to think, it only takes light 8 minutes to get from there to there. So we're going to kill ourselves in the midst of space, and let's see if we can get over to our best bud, Jupiter. Alright, so how far do you guys think Jupiter is? Now, I know it looks further away than the sun, but also remember it's much less massive, so maybe it's closer than we think? Well, unfortunately, it's actually the opposite. It's even further away, at 505 million miles away. And if you think Saturn's any closer, even though it's kind of weird that Saturn's in front here, Saturn is apparently 800 million miles away. That is just staggering. And Mars, 200 million. So, I mean, a little bit closer. I don't even know where the hell Mars is. So I know we can see Mars from where we were going from the sun. However, I really couldn't tell you where the hell Mars is now, because I think we just lost it. So it's looking like this is all really just a pipe dream. We're never going to go out there and see those planets, even with all these speed buffs. But hold on now, because we are not done. The madman himself made a scaled version, so that means that we might actually be able to reach these celestial objects now. I mean, they definitely look a little bit closer. Wait, no way. Is that Mercury phasing through that? That looks like Mercury, so now we know where that is. And then somewhere among the stars here, I imagine we're going to see our big buddy Jupiter. Now, this, by the way, is without any stuff on. Alright, we've cranked everything to the max, but we have a bit of a problem here. We might be too fast now, so with this, we could just zoom through the solar system. What an incredible experience that is. Oh, yep. So we do still have Jupiter. It's still a, oh, is that Mars? Look at that. There's Mars. And it looks like we can actually get to it. I don't know about you, but we're getting a little bit closer. The problem is that we're completely zoomed in. So this is ridiculously far away. In fact, even as we zoom out, it's still pretty much a pixel. At least that's what I thought. Until this happened, and we just zoomed past it like nothing. So now we can finally appreciate Mars. And boy, does it look fantastic. Alright, so I've lowered the timescale down to 20 just so it's a bit more manageable. So apparently you can even walk on the surface of these, which sounds pretty cool. Now, obviously this does defeat, like, the entire purpose of this video. You know, obviously we wanted to see the scaled version of these planets, and there is collision too, which is pretty cool. So they're not obviously as big as the real-life counterparts. As we can see, we're falling in real time, and Mars is way bigger than that. Is that like Olympus Mons right there? Yeah, that's like, yeah, that thing would completely dwarf me. So it is unfortunate, but now we can actually reach them. I did want to showcase the one-to-one versions of the planets just in case you guys wanted to see what that looked like, because just experiencing that in Garry's mod is pretty damn awesome. And this is pretty damn sick too. In fact, this is definitely going to be the thumbnail. Seeing all the planets aligned like that is so cool. We can see Neptune back there. That's my favorite planet. And we can see even with a scaled system, it really just doesn't matter. These planets are scary far away. In fact, I already lost them. Alright, so I've been moving for about a minute or so, and I wanted to give you guys a good idea at the distances. I mean, look at this. That's pretty crazy, right? Alright, so I am a huge noob. I finally turned on timescale. Now it should take us no time to get there, at least theoretically. We're definitely going much faster. It's so cool to see it like this. It really does feel like we're looking through a telescope. Alright, so I've cranked it up all the way. Now we're really moving, and we can definitely see that we are getting closer as we zoom out, and zoom out, and zoom out, and almost there. Whoa, that is trippy. Okay, imagine doing that in real life. You would be hella dead. Alright, we finally made it to the gas giant. Now, once again, it's a little unfortunate because this really is not the true scale. As you can see as we fall, we are falling at a very fast rate, mind you. So this is not real time, but it's definitely not the size you'd expect. However, we can finally say we have made it to this. Looking back at the other planets, Earth is like not even a twinkle in the sky at this point. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit the other planets, and obviously next up is Saturn. So Saturn was the one behind Jupiter. I don't know why it looked like it was ahead of it. And this is also not going to take very long at all. As you can see, we are getting much closer. Alright, and we are going full throttle. This is the fastest speed possible, and it still can take minutes to get to these planets, guys. But we have arrived at Saturn. The rings look a little strange, I'm not gonna lie. Here, let me just change to this. There we go. Okay, that's why. It was the camera. But yeah, the rings look beautiful. Saturn, always a lovely sight to see. Oh, wait, what is this? That's Saturn already? I moved back for like 2 seconds, and now I don't even know where the hell I'm at. Oh my god, I am so confused. Alrighty, finally on track. Sorry guys, it took me like, no joke, like 10 minutes to find where Uranus was because I had gotten so far off track. But there it is, a little blotch in the sky like all the other planets. By the way, if you guys want to know how far Uranus is from the Earth, which by the way, again, this is not to scale, so on this version of the map, this is not actually this far, but 1.8 billion miles away, which is like double the distance that Saturn is. In fact, that's easily double the distance. But as we can see, we are going full speed, and even with a scaled solar system, it's just taking so damn long. But we are getting there, as we can see as we zoom out. Neptune is obviously going to be right up next. Alrighty, and we are just about to approach Uranus. Wait. Okay, I had to zoom out my my camera a little bit there. And there we have Uranus, guys. I feel like this planet is so underrated. It's always the butt of every joke. But this is definitely a sight to behold. There's nothing quite like Uranus in space. And I'm glad that we were able to come here. Now, of course, the last thing that we have to worry about is, well, my favorite planet of all time, and that is Neptune. If I can... Oh my god, did I lose it? Alright, so I thought I had lost it until I came across a random blue speck on my screen. So, last planet, at least on this end of the solar system. Alright, so Uranus, 1.8 billion miles away. Can anyone guess how far Neptune is from Earth? Well, if you guessed 2.7 billion miles away, you would be correct. That is right. Almost doubling once again. Just gives you an idea of the vastness of space. It's just ridiculous. But now we can see that even though it's just a dot on our screen, we will eventually get there. Alright, and 1 minute later, or that was probably closer to 2 minutes, we have finally arrived to the last planet in the solar system. And although I do miss Pluto, it's good to have the big blue boy back here, just kind of covering the edge of the solar system. Now, is there another planet? Well, unless I want to get a seizure, I'm not going to be able to find out. I don't think there is. The description states that it only goes up to Neptune. However, we still have a bunch of planets, or a few, near the sun, which I've lost. Oh, there's the sun. Wow. That is crazy far away. Once again, not to scale. But I'm going to kill myself now, and let's go to the sun. Okay, so there's Venus. I was wondering where you were the entire time. If I could go to my camera. There we go. Okay, so Venus was definitely kind of hidden. The only reason why we could not see it is because the side facing us is not lit up by the sun. But there it is, a scorching hot hellscape of a planet. Despite its affinity for love, it's definitely not a planet for love, that's for sure. So now we're going to go on, see if we can make it to the sun. We're definitely going to. This is... Oh, wait, was that Mercury? I think we just skipped Mercury. Alrighty, and here we have little Mercury. Oh, and it's just... It's so tiny, I can't even get close to it because we just go right past it. But it's just a lonely little rock that is perpetually getting bombarded with gallons of radiation from the sun. It's pretty much a lifeless husk. It really is depressing. But now we can go on to the final object in the solar system. We have the sun. And boy oh boy is this one crispy dude. We could fall, and as we could see, even with 1,000 times, we're falling pretty slow. And again, this is not to scale, so just imagine how big it would be to scale, which I wish we could have seen, but it would probably take me years in real life to reach it, so that's not gonna work. But there you guys have it. At least we were able to see some of them. Like I said, it really did feel like we were kind of stargazing, which is pretty cool. And that is all the planets in the solar system, from Mercury all the way to Neptune back there. It's really cool having them all aligned like that. I really did dig that. Definitely gonna take a thumbnail of that at some point. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think this is a really interesting idea? Have you ever tried to make it to Mars? If you ever do make it there in the 1-to-1, let me know how that goes. But as always, guys, links will be in the description. Thank you all so much for watching this until the end. This was a doozy of a video, I know. See you guys in the next video, and until next time, farewell.